Since I come from an Ahmadi Muslim background, you should know that I see Ahmadiyyat as a sugar-coated version of Islam. I talk more about this in my newly released essay, Lessons Learned on Community and Dissent. In short, I believe that Ahmadiyyat, recognizing the unpalatable baggage in early Islamic source material, had to engage in a major cherry-picking operation with a large serving of historical revisionism in order to arrive at a mostly softer version of Islam. As for that nice rhetoric that you've heard from recent khulifa of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, well, that doesn't change what the source texts of Islam have to say. And these same khulifa have said some questionable things themselves about the role and disposition of women in order to defend verses of the Quran, which, for example, allow a husband to physically beat his wife merely when he fears disobedience that hasn't even happened yet. Yes, I know beating is the third escalation step in a series of 3 steps, and there are several hadiths which advise men to treat their wives with kindness. I address verse 434 of the Quran in my aforementioned treatise, where you can see me unpack some of the typical Islamic apologetics with a fresh perspective, tying in notions of our justified expectations for divine scripture. Finally, the writings and prophecies of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad also contain some troubling passages. I've also found some major problems with prophecies whose fulfillment is highly questionable, such as Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's lifespan prophecy. For more on that front, I refer you to Nuzhat Hanif's 2004 book, Recognizing the Messiah. She's a former Ahmadi Muslim and a former Musi at that. In short, what good I do see in Ahmadiyya Islam, I believe, is simply the phenomena that most believers are better than their scriptures, and that organizational cohesion and obedience to a khalifa means that his revisionist message simply carries more weight than an actual and authentic reading of the underlying scriptures which claim to be revered by Ahmadi adherents. But I care about what is true, and not merely how well something has been sugar-coated for wider consumption.